Metaphors are the language of the non-conscious mind. When I say life is a journey, you immediately know that there is a destination, there is an origin. There are beautiful sights along the way. We run into people, many interesting people, some of them pleasant, some of them unpleasant. Wonderful sights to behold along the way, and definitely a few delays and a few disappointments, because life is a journey. That's the metaphor. That entire ecosystem of what I told you about is activated the moment I utter the words, life is a journey. That's the power of metaphors. So understanding metaphors pertaining to a given product that are lodged in the non-conscious mind, like a song you can never forget that keeps playing again and again and again. You say the song is stuck in my head. Metaphors do get stuck in one's head. Now the value of understanding, and through these metaphors and through artificial intelligence and machine learning, extracting the metaphors algorithmically that pertain to a given topic that are lodged in the non-conscious mind, the value of that is phenomenal. In the world of advertising, it enables what I call time compression. What do I mean by that? Well, you know how the world of 30-second advertising has moved to 15. Consumer interest and willingness to look at anything is down to around 7 or 8. So you have 7 or 8 seconds to say something, to leave a consumer with a message. Imagine if you understood the metaphor that clearly pertained to your product and to your service, and as you finish the ad, you close the ad out with a metaphor. Long after the ad is done, where you're not paying for media time anymore, the metaphor still keeps playing in the consumer's mind. The huge story that I told you about life being a journey continues to play long after the ad ended. So in these days of shrinking budgets, media budgets are the easiest one to shrink because there is real money on the table. The difference between a 30-second ad and a 15-second ad and a 10-second ad is real money. Can you get the 10-second ad to speak as eloquently as the 30-second ad and communicate everything that the 30-second ad said, but just in 10 seconds? Well, you can if you close the ad with a metaphor. So if you had a structure of an ad, of opening with a metaphor and then going through certain structured ways of talking about your product or your service, and you closed with a metaphor that was lodged in the non-conscious, that pertained to your product and your service, you suddenly get all the value of a 30-second ad, but only paying for 10 seconds. And that is real money on the table. So AI allows you to exploit the power of what is lodged in the non-conscious mind in creative storytelling, which great creatives understand intuitively, and hence the original tagline. So the taglines, in effect, cutesy and some quite funny, but they always work when they are bigger than just funniness, bigger than just eliciting a laugh, but rather they communicate an entire metaphor pertaining to your product. So the world of advertising, with its extraordinary emphasis on diminishing bits of consumer attention and shrinking media budgets, can effectively utilize the power of non-conscious metaphors in realizing real savings while being uncompromising on the value and the effectiveness and the benefits delivered by them. So that is what we call how you close an ad. Now there are equal problems in opening an ad. Very many times we find that the extraordinary first 5 seconds of an ad are highly correlated with how effective an ad is over whatever time period. The first bit really matters. In neuroscience, we call them primacy and recency, right? Primacy is how you started out. How you started out is very, very important. Now, a great creative would tell you, oh my God, in the first 5 seconds, I've hardly had time to introduce a story, hardly had time to talk about any of the characters, hardly time to tell you anything. How could you say that it is highly correlated with everything in the ad? Or what can I do to make sure that those 5 seconds, the first 5 seconds, are utterly meaningful, utterly impactful? Well, the same metaphors that help you in closing the ad also help you in opening the ad. When you open with a metaphor, you provide all of the non-conscious context that enables better absorption of the story, better welcoming of the characters. So in a way, opening with a metaphor and closing with a metaphor are very powerful. Now, if you wondered why Shakespeare says all past is prologue, it is a very powerful metaphor. In a way, great writers, great linguists, great storytellers have intuitively figured this. Now, when you can make it algorithmic, so when you activate an ad on the internet for 5 seconds, or you run a small ad on TV for 10 or 15 seconds, if you can religiously open with a metaphor and close with a metaphor and find through AI what the relevant metaphors are and activate them in a disciplined manner, we not only realize media savings, we get real consumer attention and engagement with what we are talking about.